Joining us once again is Andrew Weissmann. He's former head of the criminal fraud section at the Justice Department. He's also a leading member of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team. Mr. Weissmann, thank you again. I just wanted to ask your take as a prosecutor and with the experience that you have. I feel like the evidence that we have collected in the impeachment proceeding and that we've seen evolve in public reporting alongside it, not only all points in the same direction, it all sort of keeps piling up. Mr. Sandy's deposition that we just got tonight says not only that people resigned in protest over what the president was doing withholding that military aid, but it did go down the way we thought it did. And there's a paper trail that you can follow if you can get the documents that'll explain it every step of the way. That's how but I'm not a lawyer. As a layman, am I being naive about what's here?
Look, each piece keeps on fitting together and it keeps on getting deeper and deeper. When I was a baby prosecutor,
you prosecuted babies? That's terrible.
Yes, exactly.
What they say about you is true.
Yes. Yeah. So I used to come into my boss and I'd say, look what I just found. Look what I just found. And I kept on sort of coming in with new pieces of evidence. And my boss looked at me and said, why are you so surprised? They're guilty. So, you know, when you continue investigating somebody where the story is clear, this is what they did, what we're seeing is each of these pieces is confirming a really obvious story. I mean, so far, there is no counter narrative. I mean, there is no one who has actually testified, oh, don't worry, there was no linkage. Oh, don't worry, this didn't happen. You have people who are not willing to come in and testify who are saying that. But everybody who has actually come in and, you know, walked with their feet and sat down and taken an oath and sworn to tell the truth has come in, and every piece fits. And when every piece fits, there's one reason for that.
One last question for you on this. If, as you mentioned, if Justice Department policy precludes the indictment of a president, but there are other people who were involved in this, and it was criminal behavior, if it was bribery or were other serious violations of criminal statute, do you have faith sitting here today that the Justice Department, this Justice Department under William Barr, would see to it that people other than the president were charged for those crimes?
I have faith that there are career prosecutors who will seek to do that. I can't say because that I know that it will get approved if the Deputy Attorney General and the Attorney General have the ultimate say.
Will we, the public, ever have visibility into that?
Well, what you could end up seeing is something that someone taught me years ago, which is if there's something you really can't stomach, you have to be prepared to resign. So, you know, one sign of that would be if you see career prosecutors resigning, that would be a sign of it.
And it would be helpful at that point if they said why they were resigning.
It would be.
Andrew Weissmann, former top Justice Department official, veteran of the Robert Mueller investigation. Sir, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.